Welcome back, everybody. I hope everyone is doing well. I am fine myself. Thank you, and let's get started. Our first root is dent and don't, meaning tooth. I'm going to go ahead and give you a couple of examples. First one is going to be dentist, and the meaning of that is a doctor for teeth. My second example is going to be dentures, meaning a set of false teeth. I'm going to go ahead and use this in a sentence. I'm going to say the little boy is afraid of going to the dentist. Right, let's move on to our next roots. Is derm, meaning skin. And I'm going to give you two examples for this. One of them is dermatologist, meaning a doctor for skin. And our second example is dermatitis. Dermatitis, meaning inflammation of the skin. I'm going to go ahead and use this in a sentence. He went to the dermatologist because, sorry about that, because there was a rash on his arm. I'm going to go ahead and read that to you one more time. He went to the dermatologist because there was a rash on his arm. Moving on to our next root is diplo, meaning two, twice. And I'm going to give you two examples. One of them is going to be diploma, meaning a certificate, literally a letter folded in two. I'm going to give you another one, and that's going to be dilemma. And the meaning of that is a situation making two choices. I'm going to go ahead and use this in a sentence. Diploma is also a common word. He received his diploma from the president. I'm going to go ahead and read that to you one more time. He received his diploma from the president. Moving on to our next root is this, meaning apart, away, not, and to the opposite. I'm going to go ahead and give you two examples. One of them is disappear. Disappear, meaning to move out of sight, to move out of sight. My next example is dissect. Dissect, and that means to cut apart. I'm going to go ahead and underline this and this here so it will be much more clear. To cut apart piece by piece. And I'm going to go ahead and use dissect in a sentence. I'm going to say the biology teacher wanted the class to dissect the frog. Right. Moving on to our next root is dia. This is a commonly used root, so I'm going to go ahead, after I write the meaning, I'm going to go ahead and underline it. It means through, between, apart, and across. I'm going to go ahead and underline, put this in a box because it is commonly used. I'm going to give you an example, and that's going to be dialogue, meaning conversation between two people. And I'm going to go ahead and use that in a sentence. I'm going to say, sorry about that, let me just start over. While eavesdropping on the dialogue, he heard something important. I'm going to go ahead and read that to you guys. While eavesdropping on the dialogue, he heard something important. Moving on to our next root is dict. Dict, meaning speak. This is a commonly used root as well, so I'm going to go ahead and put that in a box, and I'm going to say, I'm going to give you two examples. One of them is going to be, which I have given before, is contradict. Contradict, meaning speak against. As we all know, here, contra means against, and dict means to speak, meaning to speak against. My other example is going to be prediction, meaning for telling the future. And I'm going to go ahead and use this in a sentence. His predictions I'm going to go ahead and read that to you. His predictions were made last year, and it became true. Moving on to our next root is domin. Domin, meaning master. This is not a widely used, commonly used root, so I'm going to go ahead and put that in a box. And I'm going to give you two. Actually, I'm going to be giving you only one example for this root, and that is dominate. And that means to be the master of. And I'm going to go ahead and use this in a sentence. I'm going to say, the team won because they dominated the game. Moving on to our next root is donat. Donat, meaning to give. I'm going to give you a couple of examples. One of them is donation. This is another important root, you guys, so I'm going to go ahead and put this in a box as well. Moving on, donation, and the meaning is a contribution or gift. My second example is going to be donor. And donor means someone who gives something. And I'm going to go ahead and use donation in a sentence. I'm going to say his donation made the sick kids very happy. I'm going to go ahead and read that to you one more time. His donation made the sick kids very happy. Moving on. Duct, meaning to lead. And I'm going to go ahead and give you two examples. This is also another commonly used root, so I'm going to go ahead and put that in the box as well. Duct means to lead, and like I said, I'm going to give you two examples. One of them is going to be educate. I'm going to go ahead and underline the root for you here so you can see. And that means to lead, knowledge, my second word is going to be deduction, and that means, I'm going to go ahead and underline it for you to see as well, the root, duct. And deduction means a subtraction of an amount. I'm going to go ahead and use this in a sentence. I'm going to use this word in a sentence. We need to educate our children for a better future. I'm going to go ahead and read that to you one more time. We need to educate our children for a better future. Moving on to our last root is duo, meaning two or twice. I'm going to go ahead and put this in a box as well, since it is commonly used. Duo, do, meaning twice. I'm going to go ahead and give you two examples. One of them is going to be duplicate, meaning make an identical copy. And the other example is going to be duet. Duet, meaning a musical composition of two. And I'm going to go ahead and use duet in a sentence. I'm going to say, I'm going to go ahead and read this to you now. The duet was a must-see show, said the critics. That's it for today, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this lesson.